What's up, everybody? I'm Elliott-Carter, and this is the Intellectual Controversy Podcast. I appreciate you both. Yeah, come on. Two more questions. All right, let's hit it.
Real quick. Two more. So, when it comes to when it comes to police in general, how do we get our people? What needs to be done for our people to get to the point where we accept our own people being police and police our own neighborhoods? Because the stigma towards police, of course, right now is, you know, you a snitch, you a pig, you this, you that. How can we get to that point? What point? How do we work towards that point? If we want to police our own neighborhoods, do we get those in the neighborhood to actually look to joining the force? That way we can minimize or in some way cut back from our own lives being taken.
Good question, man. Because that same, I'd say also that same labeling that we put on each other or they put on us, we definitely put on them sometimes, and it does make it hard for them, and it makes it hard for us to help ourselves out as well to join them.
You can't say don't trust the police.
But we need the police.
But we need the police. Exactly.
That's what I was saying.
I'll start off with this one. I'd say definitely starting with the parents to your kids. Show a positive reflection of the police as children. Don't just be like. Of course, we're gonna have that conversation of what you should do when you're in a situation. Don't leave that out. You should definitely
Please don't leave that out.
But start off, you know, that this is a positive. These are positive people. They're here to protect and serve. That is what their purpose are. And, you know, give examples of good things that they've done. You know, maybe show videos. But for the most part, yes, make it clear these are great people, good people. And then, you know, transition to, but there are some that do not have that same. But yeah, I'd say definitely make that positive, because I've seen it. I've seen parents that literally be like, don't talk to those crackers. Don't talk to those pigs, you know? And I've always disagreed with that. I'm like, nah, don't do that.
It's flammable again.
Exactly.
Because like you said, if we say don't, but we need, they don't work together in the same sentence structure.
Oh, yeah.
I think as a whole, like I know being in sales for so long, you don't connect with people unless you try to establish a relationship. So we're not going to be able to understand what they go through, just like they won't understand what we go through.
Right.
If we don't try to create some forum where we all sit and talk. Then if we do that, then like you said, maybe we can get to a point where people would feel like, you know what, that's a job I want to do. I do want to protect my own community. That's why I was inspired to do that. You hear cops say it all the time, I did this because I wanted to protect my community. Well, you're not going to find that within us as black people because of all the things we see and all the imagery that we've dealt with. But it's got to start with a relationship. How we get there, that's a very good question.
Yeah, it's a good
question.
question.
You had a packed question there.
Before you answer too, I want to bring up something you said about Tommy Norman. The good thing about him, no matter what he's doing for the community, that's great. He's humanizing himself, and the kids they're humanizing the community.
Correct.
And it's great that we both see each other like, wow, we don't want nothing bad to happen to Tommy because of such a good guy he is. Tommy's like, I don't want nothing bad to happen in his community because I know each and one of them personally, and they're all great people. So more what you were saying about getting to know each other. If the cops are not doing that in the community, maybe we should be the ones to do that. We don't have to, you know, be like, hey, massa, what you want me to do? But, you know, go out there and make it clear, like, hey, I'm Elliott-Carter. I'm
start the conversation.
It's not, you know. Don't wait for them to do it. Why don't you just be the bigger person doing it? What were you going to say?
Specifically speaking to African Americans who want to be police or who we would like to be police, don't change your mentality as soon as you put that uniform on. Of course. That blue shield code of silence, that is a real thing. You see something going on in your community that you're policing, that you've lived in prior to you being a police, that you know is negative on the side of law enforcement, speak out about it.
They don't get better unless we uncover it.
Real talk.